Christmas isn't far away, and if you're anything like me, you'd be more than happy to receive any presents based on tools or DIY. So today I'm going to give you some affordable gift ideas that maybe you can pass on to your loved ones, nudge nudge wink wink, to see if they get the hint. So rather than just another pair of socks from the children this year, I'm going to show you a number of items that as a DIYer, I'd be more than happy to see underneath the Christmas tree in a few weeks' time. Everything I'm going to show you is completely affordable and readily available from Amazon. So I'm going to put all the Amazon links in the description below. So your partner or your children or whoever's currently worrying about what they're going to buy you, you can maybe push them in the right direction. See it as doing them a favour, making life easy for them. Let's start with the smaller items, the cheaper items, and work our way up. And I'm going to start with probably the most asked for piece of kit that I've used on the channel for the last 5 years, that only recently you can buy on Amazon. I think I've had more comments about this little tool than anything else in the last 5 years. And I'm just opening up a new pack of it. And there it is. It's a magnetic bit holder, but probably the one that I've used the most and has been the most successful out of all the ones I've used. And I would highly recommend it. It's one of the few magnetic screw drill bit holders that actually works. And it works because of this outer shroud. Inside is a standard bit, nothing special about this, but the magnet is in this shroud. So if we get a screw, pops on the end there, the magnet actually holds that screw really well. And then the bit can actually just fit into the screw and the whole thing just works really well. It doesn't come off like some others do, which means you can pop it in your drill, tighten the thing up, and then suddenly, without any effort, run it at full speed. Let me just put it on high. And that screw stays exactly where you want it to, even with a bit of shaking. It also works with longer screws. This is like a 4-inch screw here. I'll show you my last one. I used it so much that the head ended up just sort of shearing off. So you've got your drill bit. Now, we all have lots of drill bits. I've got hundreds of them, all different shapes and sizes. Having said that, 99.9% of the time, I only use maybe 3, 4, 5 different types. So rather than keeping those sort of spread out and not knowing where they are, it's handy to keep them all in one place. Which leads me on very nicely to my next gift idea. And that is a holder for all your main drill bits on a carabiner, which means you can obviously put it on your belt or whatever, but something to actually take and hold and keep in place those drill bits that you use over and over again, and all you need to do is with a quick push, suddenly they're fixed in there. So all the ones that you tend to use again and again and again, you can populate on your carabiner. So at a moment's notice, you've got something that basically covers most of the work you do. Next up is a clever little level that I bought recently and fallen in love with. You might have seen it on a recent video when I was installing my glass balustrade system. And all it does is light up red if it's out of level, yellow if you're getting close, and green if you're bang on. And what I found was it's just really easy to work with. You don't have to suddenly try to get perpendicular to the level to see the bubble. You just have to look at the colours. So as soon as it turns green, you know that you're either level or plumb. It works in both directions. And doing this job was the first outing for it. So I found it very sensitive, but at this point I hadn't actually checked to see how accurate it was, which is exactly what I'm doing now. What I'm using is my most accurate level, which is my IMEX inclinometer, and at the moment it's level, that's why it's beeping, and it's on 0, and the setting I've got is millimeters per meter. So the inclinometer is 0 and the new level is reading green as well. If I just move this wedge and I'll just adjust it so it goes off of 0, there you go, it's just gone yellow now. And in the other direction it's 3 millimeters per meter. So accuracy wise, I would estimate that's around about plus or minus 3 millimeters over a meter length that it suddenly turns green. So you could be within 3 millimeters one way or the other and it would still tell you it's green. So that's quite sensitive. And if you think about reading a bubble, you're never quite perfect, even when you do read a bubble. That will absolutely cover probably 99% of the jobs around the house. And as I said, what I found just great about it, especially if it's over to one side, I can see when it's level, just because it's green, without having to come and actually try to see a bubble. And you've always got to be perpendicular to a bubble to actually make it accurate. So really quite easy to use. And if I was using a spirit level all day, I would definitely think about using something like this. And at the moment on Amazon, these are somewhere between 24 and 25 pounds. And I think that makes a really good Christmas present. You're going to like this next one. It's worth £23. And I know what some people are going to say. They're going to say, Stuart, this is a DIY channel and this isn't even a tool. Why are you showing it to us? Well, you know, I am a bloke and there's some things that we just like to get involved in, especially if they're a bit more dangerous. This next one's called the pocket torch and it's something that looks like a little mini flamethrower. Let me just get it out of the box and I'll show you what it does. So there you go, you've got an ignition button and a dangerous end. But if you actually undo this just by giving it a bit of a wiggle, what you'll find is that it's empty, there's nothing in it. And the secret to this is just using a standard, what I would call Bic lighter. This is one of the cheap ones I bought, I think, at Lidl's the other day. But they're all designed around the same shape. And what you do is you slot that in there and it just pops on. And then you put this top on. And you push it down and it turns your bog standard safe Bic type lighter into a mini flamethrower. Look at this. And apparently the main use for this is for camping or starting a fire outside. Because the flame comes out at such a force compared to a standard lighter, you can use it in the wind, whereas a standard lighter would just go out. So even if it's windy and you want to start a bonfire, this is the thing to use. Isn't that cool? If you ever use ratchet straps, it's always nice to think that when you're not using them, they're always going to end up looking like this, all nice and tidy. But in my experience, that's just not the case. When you're not using them, they're normally more like this. And even when they are being used, there's always that free end of 1 or 2 meters of nylon strop waving about that you don't know what to do with. Yes, you can watch YouTube videos on how to roll it up and pretend you're a trucker. But for the rest of us, normally it's just either flying about or tied in a knot until now. And if you pay a little bit more for your ratchet straps, you can get something like this, which are retractable ratchet straps, which have somewhere for all the material that you're not using to actually roll up in. Let's just move this out of the way and I'll show you. So all the material in the strap is all wrapped up in this sprung-loaded cylinder here, which means there's no free ends at all. So all you need to do is press down this red button and that releases the strap, which means you can hook it to whatever you want to hook it to. Then you tighten it in the normal way with the ratchet until it's as tight as you want. The strop here is around about 1 inch or maybe 1.25 inches wide. So I would say that probably will take about half a ton to a ton. And it means you've got no free ends dangling about or flapping about at all. And then to release the tension, all you need to do is press down this red button, splay some out, and then you can release your strap in the normal way. But then you can wrap the whole lot up because it's sprung loaded just by pressing this button. Ouch. But it does mean that suddenly it's all nice and tidy and all in one nice tidy thing that you can put in the boot or whatever you're going to use it in, rather than it all going all over the place. These you can pick up on Amazon at the moment for just over £25 for a set of 2, which will make my life in the back of my pickup a lot more tidy. I don't know about you, but although I've got a lot of battery operated tools these days, I still need to use petrol in some of my lawnmowers and strimmers and other bits and pieces in the garden. And I've always used the cheapest petrol cans you can find. You know, the ones that you find on the petrol station forecourts for £6–7. And the problem with them is sometimes it's quite awkward to get the nozzle to fit into the can that you're trying to fill up. And secondly, I don't know how many times over the years I've overfilled a lawnmower, and you end up with a dead spot of grass that never ever comes back at all because it's contaminated. I'm sure I'm not the only person to be in that position. So I've now splashed out and bought myself my own Christmas present, which is this, which is called the No Spill petrol can. Now most of this can is just injection molded plastic, just like my cheap ones, but where this one varies is in the nozzle setup. You see, this nozzle here only allows petrol to come out when you push this button, which means you've got some sort of control on when the petrol comes out and how fast it comes out, because it doesn't rely on what angle the tank is at and how much you tip it up and it all suddenly goes wrong. Let me set this up and show you, because it's got another trick up its sleeve. And I'm just going to rest it on this box because it's easier to see what I'm doing. And the first thing you notice is obviously when you put it vertically, nothing comes out. Let me just put that in this tub. And I'm actually using coloured water for this rather than petrol, just because it's easier inside. So obviously when you do want the petrol to come out, you just press on this button here and it just comes out at the speed you want. But the extra trick is, just like the petrol pump at your petrol station, when the liquid hits the bottom of the nozzle realises that and it doesn't overfill anymore. So if I just press the button down, let's see what happens. So that's completely stopped now. The button is down and it's not filling up anymore. If I take it out of the liquid, it starts again until it hits the top of the nozzle again, which I think is a neat little trick. And it means that when you've got this nozzle in the tank of your lawnmower, when the petrol rises up to that position, it doesn't all spill over and go on your grass. And it's so, so clever. If I put it right to the top here and then press a button, you'll notice as soon as it touches that nozzle, it stops, and then I can let off. And it means no more overspilling. Now, this isn't as cheap as the ones that I've always used. This is £35 and it's the 1.5 gallon size, which is about 5.5 litres. You can get a bigger one that's 2.5 gallons, which is over 11 litres. So it's not nearly as cheap as those ones that you have to buy when you run out of fuel. But I think after all these years, I deserve it. So there you go, there's my selection of affordable gifts from Amazon, which I think, if you're into tools or DIY, I would be more than happy to receive in a few weeks' time. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you next time.